Today, for my presentation, I want to discuss and tell a story of a time that I, as a birth doula, was thrown into a situation and had to make the most of what it was. So I interned at a birth center for 4 months, and it wasn't required to intern as a birth doula coming out of training, but I wanted to for the sake of learning and taking experience with me to my next chapter. With that, there was a day I was on call and I was headed to LA. I totally didn't think I was going to get called in. At this point, I had never assisted in a birth. I was completely new and fresh to everything. And I was almost in LA, live in Irvine, so you can assume how far that was of a drive. And I got a phone call, and one of the other doulas is like, "Hey, we have a mom in labor and we need you to come and help her out." Very quickly, I turned my car around and I went to the birth center at the time where I was interning, and they pretty much threw me into the situation and told me, they didn't give me any information. I walked into the room not even knowing this mother's name. I didn't know whether she was having a boy, I didn't know whether she was having a girl, didn't know her husband's name, knew nothing. I walk into the situation, I'm like shaking the entire time. Everything I had learned in the training was completely out the window. I completely forgot how to time contractions. I forgot quite literally everything. So at this point, the mom gets her cervix checked. She's not fully dilated, not ready to be admitted. We head to the hotel, which is where she was staying at the time. And in the hotel, she is laboring. She's having pretty mild contractions. And like I said, I completely forgot everything that I needed to know to help this mother through labor. I forgot even positions. So at this point, I'm on my phone, I'm like scrambling. And the mom-to-be's mother asked me, and she was like, "So what's next?" She starts asking me questions I didn't feel like I knew the answers to. And I started just saying the most random things. I started texting the other doula that worked at the birth center and was like asking her questions that I look at now and I'm like, I cannot believe I asked her those questions. Like, I sound so silly. And I basically took a situation where, in this, I started scrambling on the internet. She sent me a whole list of things to do with the client, to run through with her as she's laboring. And it was a very scary situation. This mother also it was her first time baby. She has no idea what to expect. Her pain tolerance was very, very low. And she's doing an unmedicated birth. So you can only imagine how difficult that was to navigate. But I learned so much from this situation. And I was terrified. I don't think I've ever experienced anything like what I felt that day. Obviously, I'm a student, so I'm great with stress, but there is nothing like that day. I feel like I learned to work good under pressure, and I feel like what I learned and something I could share from that day was, don't doubt yourself. Just give it your all, and no matter how you feel in the situation, you are your biggest critic. And truly, I feel like, looking back at that, for how I felt in the situation, I actually truly feel like I handled it very well. And never be afraid to ask questions. I was so shy. I was asking questions to the midwives. I was like, is this good? Is this helping? Or a lot of that. So I feel like that made me learn how to be okay with asking questions and to make the most of a situation. And I feel like I, looking back, did very well for given what I was going through and what I knew. So that would be the advice that I give. I feel like it taught me to learn under pressure and how to deal with situations, because in life, especially with the field that I'm going to be going to, there are times where things aren't going to go as planned and you're going to be taken off guard. You just have to learn to make the most of a situation and navigate it. I'm also, another job that I have is a receptionist, so I feel like I'm a really good coordinator. I can plan things, and I take that with pride. I am really good at that. So, yep. Thank you so much.